Hi, this is the seventh of my installments in the Dueno Elegy by Rilke. Seventh Elegy. Wooing no longer, wooing will not be the form of your cry, voice that's outgrown it. True, you would cry pure as a bird, when the season lifts him, the ascending one, almost forgetting that he is suffering creature, and not just a solitary heart that it flings into brightness, to intimate heavens. Like him, you also would be wooing no less, so that, still invisible, some girl will sense you, the silent one in whom a reply slowly wakes and grows warm as she listens. The glowing feeling mated to your daring feeling. Oh, and the springtime would comprehend. There is no place that would not echo its voice of proclamation. First, the tiny questioning piping that is purely affirmative day surrounds more deeply with heightened stillness. Then up the stairway of calling, up to the dreamed of temple of future, then the trill fountain that in its rising jet already anticipates falling, and promises play and the summer to come. Not only the devotion of these unfolded forces, not only the paths, not only the evening fields, not only after a late storm the breathing freshness, not only approaching sleep and a premonition evenings, also the nights, also the high summer nights, also the stars of this earth. Oh, to be dead at last and know them eternally, all the stars, for how to forget them? See, I was calling my lover, but not only she would come, girls would come from delicate graves and gather, for how could I limit the call once called? The buried always still seek the earth. You children, a single thing grasped here as many times valid. Don't think that fate is more than a childhood across. How often you overtook the beloved, panting after the blissful chase after nothing into what's free. Being here is the wonder. You knew it, girls, even you who seemed dispensable, sunken, you in the worst streets of the cities, festering or open for refuse. Since an hour was given, perhaps not so much as an hour, one that was scarcely measurable by time's measure, between two moments where you had a being, everything, veins filled with being. But we forget so easily what our laughing neighbor neither acknowledges nor envies. We want to visibly show it, while even the most visible of joys can only display itself to us when we have changed it from within. Nowhere, beloved, will world be but within. Our life passes in change, and ever shrinking the outer diminishes. Where there was once a permanent house, some conceptual structure springs up athwart us, as fully at home among concepts as if it still stood in the brain. Vast reservoirs of power are created by the spirit of the age, formless like the tense yearning gained from all things. Temples are no longer known. These extravagances of the heart we keep more secretly, yes, where even one survives. A single thing, once prayed to, served, knelt before. It stands as it is, already there in the invisible. Many no longer see it, but lose the chance to build it inside themselves now, with columns and statues grander. Each vague turn of the world has such disinherited ones, to whom the former does not, and the next does not yet belong, since even the next is far from mankind, though this should not confuse us, but strengthen in us the keeping of still recognizable forms. This one stood among men, stood in the midst of fate, the destroyer, stood in the midst of not knowing towards what, as if it existed, and drew stars towards itself out of the enshrined heavens. Angel, I'll show it to you. Also there, it will stand in your gaze, finally upright, saved at last. Columns, pylons, the Sphinx, the stirring thrust of the cathedral, gray out of a fading sky. out of the cathedral, gray out of a fading or alien city. Was it not miracle? Oh, to be astonished, angels, since we are this. Oh, tell them, O great one, that we could achieve this. My breath is too slight for this praising. So after all, we have not failed to make use of these spaces. These generous ones are spaces. How frighteningly vast they must be when they are not overfull of our feelings after thousands of years. But a tower was great, was it not? Oh, angel, it was though, even compared to you. Chartres was great, and music towered still higher and went beyond us. Why, even a girl in love, oh, alone in the night at her window, did she not reach to your knees? Don't think that I'm wooing, angel. Were I doing so, you would not come, since my call is always full of outpouring. Against such a powerful current you could not advance. Like an outstretched arm, my call, and its hand, opened above for grasping, remains open before you, as if for defense and for warning, wide open, incomprehensible one.